Hello and welcome. My name is Hannah, and today our practice is focused around the root chakra. Let's begin by lying down on our backs. Bring your attention to your body resting on the ground. Take a moment to perform a body scan to gather the information from your body today. Observe the placement of your heels and the imprint they make on the floor. Notice the relationship between the right side and the left side. Observe the arches of the ankle, the Achilles tendon, and notice the way your calves rest, and the arches behind the knees. If your body was a stamp, how would it imprint onto the ground? Is it even on both sides? For most people, it won't be. And rather than fixing anything, can you allow for your body to be at ease as you observe? Continue to notice how your pelvis rests. The arches of the lower back, both left and right. Observe the imprint of your spine and the arches within each section of the spine. Pay attention to the shoulders and the relationship to the collar area. Do the arms rest equally, or is there a slight variance between the way they rest on the earth? And notice the arch behind your neck and the way your head rests on the floor. Now that you're aware of your physical body, observe the quality of your breathing. Now please bend both knees and stand your feet. Imagine pressing your feet into mud to imprint them into the soil. Notice how it feels and then relax your feet. Continue to do this about 10 rounds or so, pressing down and then relaxing. As you observe this process, what do you notice? How does your foot receive the ground? And how does the ground receive your foot? Can you hear how your pelvis relates to this moment? You might exaggerate the movement now by pointing the tailbone down into the earth and scooping the tailbone underneath you, grounding through the back. And you might find that you could synchronize your breath to this movement as well. When you apply pressure down through your feet, the pelvis tilts back. As you alleviate pressure through the feet, the tailbone presses down. Release this movement in your pelvis. Rest for a moment. Bring your attention to the right foot and imagine pressing your right outer ankle bone into an invisible button. The big toe might gently elevate, and it's as if you're trying to create a dramatic arch through the foot. Then transition to the left side, press into an invisible button with the outer edge of the left ankle bone. See if you can do both feet at the same time so that you're creating arches through the soles of the feet, and there's a gentle drawing upwards and inwards of energy from the earth through the inner part of the thighs and calves. Now, raise your legs into the air, and if you need support, place your hands behind your legs. Pushing your feet up and out, flex your toes back towards the body. The legs may soon begin to vibrate, and I want you to fully invite this vibration in, this trembling or an energetic charge, and continue to breathe fully. Notice if you can relax your shoulders and any other tension that might want to drift from the legs down into the body. See if you can keep just the legs active. After building up this energy, begin to kick your legs rapidly in order to discharge the energy. You can do this with the knees bent or straight. I encourage any sound, and if the arms seem energized, you can also strike the mat with your hands and fists. This exercise is a great exercise to release anger and break up rigidity. Quietly release. Happy baby pose. You can place your hands behind your knees or hold on to the big toes or outer edges of the feet. Can you sense the streaming flow of energy in your entire body? And place your feet down onto the ground and hug your right knee into your chest. Wind relieving or wind removing pose. You can keep your left knee bent or extend your left leg forward. And once again, let the shoulders retract down the back. As you pull your right knee towards your right armpit, can you gain some sense of release in the outer hip and inner thigh? You might feel like you want to be very active in this pose, or perhaps today you feel like you just want to relax and take the poses as they come very easily. Just notice what you need today, and rather than forcing anything, Trust your body, trust the wisdom of your body, and listen to what you need in this moment. When you feel complete on this side, release your leg across your body for supine twist. Place your left hand onto the outer right thigh. Ground your right shoulder and your right knee. Once again, resist the urge to force anything. We're still becoming acquainted with our body today and listening to its innate wisdom. To connect with the body is to connect with the earth. Can you connect with your own sense and source of support in this position? Anchor your head and your body back to center. Extend your right leg down and forward. Pause and observe the differences between the two sides of your body. Then bend your knees, stand your feet. Hug your left knee into your chest. Wind-moving pose on the other side. This pose is wonderful for strengthening the abdominal muscles and massages the intestines and the internal organs of the digestive system. Therefore, this pose is known to help release trapped gases and improve our overall digestion. It has the ability to lengthen our back muscles and gently tones the muscles of the arms and the legs if you're holding it with stamina and strength. Otherwise, it provides us with this opportunity to soften and to relax, surrendering into our body's state of comfort, at ease. Place your right hand onto the outside of your left thigh and draw the leg across your body, supine twist. Imagine from your head down to your extended heel a solid pillar like the structure of a building or a flagpole. See your body as this stable force from head to toe, creating length, strength, but also an adaptability, a flexibility, a state of ease. When we are grounded in these positions, we can be present, focused, and dynamic. We are connected to the source of all energy.
I wanna be free, so free, like a feather blowing through the breeze, like a bird in a tree, like a dolphin in the sea. I wanna fly high, so high, like an eagle in the sky. And when my time has come, I'll let it all go with a sigh.
A healthy root chakra's basic right is the right to be here and the right to have what you need in order to survive. Gradually anchor yourself back to center, extend your limbs out, rest, and observe the flow of energy in your body. Please bend your knees and stand your feet. Gradually roll onto one side of your body for supported fetal position. And journey your way up to a comfortable seat. Please place the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Here you can massage the inside arches of the feet. As you give your hands over to your feet, you offer yourself this gift of touch, which is so important when working with our root chakra. Our ability to be in our bodies, to feel safe in our bodies, to love our bodies as they are. And part of that practice is self-massage. There's also meridians or energy lines in the feet that directly correlate to the organs within our body. And so when we give ourselves these massages on our feet, we're also saying, hey organs, I see you, I feel you, I tend to you, you matter. And then if you have yoga blocks or pillows or any props, I encourage you to use them throughout class, and I'll show lots of different examples here. You can place blocks or pillows underneath your knees. If your knees feel like they are really high from the ground, you can stay seated upright and focus on relaxing the crease of your hips, which will allow you to go deeper in this position. Secondly, if you find that your knees come a little bit closer to the floor and you'd like to experience a forward fold, place the blocks underneath your head to support your body weight coming forward. Send your breath to the parts of your body where you're experiencing the sensation. Learn to pay attention to your body. Reclaim your body as a sacred temple. As you hold this pose, you might find that you can start to remove props if you want to experience more intensity or deeper parts of the stretch. Every body is different, so listen to your body and give yourself what you need, what you want, what you deserve. Slowly make your way back up to seated. Extend your right leg forward and place your left foot onto your right inner thigh for half forward fold, Janu or Shirshasana. You can place your hands beside you and lean forward until you feel the stretch along the back side of your leg, and then you can begin to fold forward. Use props, blocks, pillows, any tools you have lying around to help support you in this position. a great practice to integrate here. On your exhale, flex your sphincter, your anal muscles, engaging Mula Bandha. The Sanskrit word Mula Bandha, or perineum contraction lock, derives from the term base. Although this practice is confined to the anal muscles, other pelvic muscles will also contract. This Mula Bandha, or this mudra, prevents constipation and hemorrhoids, stimulates intestinal peristalsis, heals prolapsed anus or rectum, prevents prostate disease, and can help maintain male potency. In this practice, we talk about finding your edge. And your edge is a place where you have met your comfort zone. You know that if you were to go further, it would cause pain or discomfort. But you can go right to the place where there's enough sensation that you could rest comfortably in a relaxed way, without the breath becoming hindered. This edge one could consider to be a boundary. Get to know your edges, get to know your boundaries, so that you can create an environment within yourself and around you that facilitates transformation.
Everything I need. I have everything I need. I have everything.
For the remainder of this position, you're more than welcome to fold over your leg or in between your legs. Feel free to explore for the rest of this position anything that your body is craving or calling of you.
I have everything I need. I have everything I need. From the mountain to the sea, all of this is within me. I have everything I need. I have everything.
Gradually press down through your sits bones and roll yourself up to seated. Remove any props that you have off to the side, and we'll switch legs. Extend the opposite leg forward. Jani or Shirshasana. Return to the messages and the subtle movements within your body. Immerse yourself in the physicality, connecting to the core of your being. You can reintegrate the Mula Bandha practice by flexing the perineum and the pelvic floor. In this bandha, the area to be contracted is the physical trigger point of Muladhara Chakra. It is the place in the middle where the perineum meets the anus and the genitals for men, and then in females it is the G-spot near the cervix where the vagina meets the uterus. So most people might practice Mula Bandha incorrectly by only contracting the anus, when it's those deeper muscles that you'll start to relate with. And whenever you find yourself moving into the upper chakras, the realm of thought and fantasy and memory, can you bring your awareness back down into your physical body, sensing your body, your breath, and anchoring yourself moment by moment with these two tools, your breath and your body, into the present moment. Slowly make your way back up to seated, taking your time. You might explore here now whatever variation you found on the other side, maybe folding between the legs or wherever feels good for you. Don't worry if you don't know what feels good for you right away. Throughout this practice, and throughout the Chakra Awakening online practice, we'll get to know ourselves in ways that we never thought possible. Get to know our needs, our wants, our desires, so that we do know what our body feels like if we've spent quite a bit of time in our life avoiding it or wanting to change it or shunning it, or harming our bodies. Today marks the day where we accept ourselves as who we are. We accept our body as this sacred temple. In your own timing, roll up to seated. Place your hands behind you, place your feet to the floor, and gradually lean your knees from side to side. You can turn your gaze over the opposite shoulder than the direction of your knees for a gentle twist through your upper back. Please come forward onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position. Guide your knees together and find embryo pose. Place the hips back to the heels. Lower your forehead to the ground or onto a pillow or a block, and rest your palms back behind you, somewhere around your shins. There will be a slight compression or a feeling of compression within the legs to the stomach. It's a quite a small position to be in. And is there any way that you can enjoy this roundedness through the back body? Can you offer your body over to the position as though you were a sacred seed being planted into the core of the earth? Outstretch your arms in front of you. Lengthen through your side body. Stretch your back body, side body, arms to fingers. Gradually press up onto your hands and knees, tabletop. Shift your hips to one side and draw a big circle down behind your wrists. And back up the other side. Make some big circles with your pelvis, getting into the outer legs, the outer hips. If you have any wrist pain, you can make fists, or feel free to modify this posture by coming up off of your wrists and taking some hip movements, however feels best for you today. Explore deeper into any other movements that are going to feel good for you as you awaken and enliven your body. Now turn your fingertips back towards your body. Continue to breathe. Exhale, round your spine, and then as you inhale, lean forward and imagine doing a chaturanga. Bend your elbows to your ribs, retract your shoulders behind you, and lengthen the head forward. Then reverse it, dome your upper back. And again, lean forward. Bring your hips forward towards your elbows, bend your elbows, reach your chest forward. Continue to move through a couple of rounds, training your hands and your wrists to identify what is called peacock pose, or our peak pose for the day. Then rotate your wrists back, around and forward, toe squat. Then find some gentle wrist rotations. Interlace your fingertips and press your palms forward and away. And scoop your hands back around and try to reverse the motion with your palms facing up and then going forward. Now explore other wrist variations. Rotate at your wrist, make big circles in both directions. And when you feel complete, release your hands onto your legs or place one palm on top of the other. Rest your hands in your lap with the thumbs barely touching. Though the intensity might grow in your feet, can your breath help to soothe this position? When you stretch the arches, you're stretching all of the rest of the body, providing a stable, grounded force for your body to build upon. Place your hands down onto the ground, tabletop, and pat the tops of your feet onto the ground to discharge the energy. Extended cat-cow. Shift the weight into your left shin and right hand. Brace your core and extend your right leg back behind you, your left arm forward. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Continue a couple more rounds at your own pace. Release and switch sides. Place your left hand under your left shoulder. Balance on your right shin and left hand. Exhale, bend the left knee to the left, right elbow to the right. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left knee to right elbow under your belly button. Continue to move at a pace that feels natural and organic and exploratory for you. Can you keep your core engaged the whole time? Maybe notice what happens when you lift Mula Bandha. Release down. Tuck your toes underneath you. Press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. To find the distance of your down dog, lean forward into plank. Walk your hands under your shoulders and your heels directly on your toes. Then press your hips up and back and resist the urge to step your feet forward. From here, spread and lengthen through your fingertips. Get long through your side body. Bend one knee and then the other to open up the calves, the ankles, the hamstrings, the glutes. Use your breath to settle into your downward facing dog. Pivot your left foot down at the back center of your mat. Step your right foot behind your right wrist. Stabilize here. Make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart and your left toes are pointed forward to the top left corner of your mat. Stabilize through the lower half of your body. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Either your hands are on your hips or you can extend your arms over your head. Press into the invisible buttons with the outsides of your ankle. Rotate your back thigh inward to point the tailbone down, creating a neutral pelvis. Exhale, warrior two. Resist the urge to move your feet a whole lot. Just turn your torso and reach your arms out parallel to the floor. Inhale, reverse warrior. Once again, press into the invisible buttons. Anchor the tailbone down. Reach straight up with your top arm. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, turn your torso forward, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands down to the ground. Stay for your inhale, lift your back heel up. And step your right foot back. Shift forward into a plank, come down to your knees. Lean forward and lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Come back into a relationship with your breath, where your breath is your anchor point. Drink the air in, breathe deep, and see past any limitations that you may be creating. And switch sides, pivot your right foot, step your left foot forward, find your stability first. Then place your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Point your tailbone down. Lean back into an invisible wall so your spine is lengthening up towards your thumbs. Without moving your feet, just turn your torso and your pelvis. Exhale, warrior two. Continue to stack your left knee on top of your front ankle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Sit low into your hips. Reach your fingertips nice and high, gain some altitude. Exhale, warrior two. Trust the strength of your legs. Inhale, warrior one, pivot forward. Exhale, low lunge, plant your hands down, pivot your back heel up. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Find your solidity. Lean forward, exhale, chaturanga with your knees up or your knees down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two.
I trust the
Inhale, warrior one.
I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the
Exhale, low lunge.
again and again and
Inhale,
again.
plank pose.
I'll close my mouth and learn to
Exhale,
live.
down dog or chaturanga. You're more than welcome to skip chaturangas at any point. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Stay with your breath, your rhythm. Exhale, warrior two.
These times are poignant. The winds have shifted.
Inhale,
It's
reverse
all we
warrior.
can do to stay uplifted.
Exhale,
Pipelines
warrior
through
two.
backyards, wolves howling out front.
Inhale, warrior
Yeah, I
one.
got my crew, but truth is what I want.
Exhale, low lunge.
Realigned and on point. Power to
Inhale,
the
plank
peaceful.
position.
Prayers to the water.
Exhale, chaturanga
Women
or
at the
downward
center.
facing dog.
All vessels open to give and receive.
We'll move through this flow one more time. Feel free to move at your own pace. You can rest in child's pose, you can hold in down dog, or you can flow through our warrior sequence one more time on each side.
I'm made of thunder, I'm made of lightning, I'm made of dirt, yeah, made of the fine things. My father taught me that I'm a speck of dust and this world was made for me, so let's go and try our luck, said. I've got my roots down, 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 down deep. I've got my roots down, 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 down deep. I've got my roots down, down, down deep. I've got my roots down, down, down deep. So what are we doing here? What
Deep breath in with consistency and repetition. Full breath out. You anchor yourself into your body.
I'm sure so does yours. Put us all together, make a mighty roar.
From your down dog, journey to the top of your mat, forward fold. In your own timing, roll up to standing. Take your time to find your ground, your stability, your center. Imagine your feet were plugged into the center of the earth. Shift the weight into your left foot and bring your right knee up into your chest, just like wind removing pose. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, open at your hip joint and bring your knee to the side. Last option, peace fingers come onto the big toe and extend your leg to its capacity. Remember, take the option that best suits your body today. Release the right side. And switch sides. Lift the left knee into the chest. You have the same options on this side. Do not fear what you don't know. Feel free to explore any parts of the positions that you want to experience.
Want you to come together. Want you to come together.
Even if you risk failing or falling out, it's better than not trying at all.
Want you to come together.
Face your fears.
Want you to come together.
We'll do it together.
Want you to come together.
Release your left leg down
Want you to come together.
and observe the energy movement in your body. You can shake it out if you feel like you need to discharge more energy.
Want you to come together.
Reach your right foot back behind you. Create a long arch. Flex the hamstring, lift and perk up the heart and the ribs. Bend your back knee towards your glute and reach back with your right hand for your foot.
Want you to come together.
Aim to hold the inner arch of the foot with the crease of your elbow open to the side. Dancer's pose. Keep your heart lifted up as you extend your left palm towards the sky. As you find more and more depth in this position, you might find that you want to tilt your torso forward with the same strength that you kick your leg back. You might want to reach your arm parallel to the ground. Steady your eyes, steady your breath, and release. Transition to the other side. Point the left toes back behind you. Gain the stability first. Create a strong foundation to build the entire position off of. As you bend your back knee, flex the glute and aim to activate your whole back body. When you reach your hand back, keep the chest up. Sweep the right fingertips towards the sky. Find a deep stretch in the front left side of the hip, quadriceps, and then maybe you want to aim forward and find different expressions or variations of this pose.
Want you to come together. Want you to come together. Want you to come together. Want you to come
Slowly
together.
release. Discharge the energy or remain still and observe the energy pulsating through your body.
Want you to come together. Want you to come together.
Inhale, sweep your arms up, mountain
Want you
pose.
to come together.
And exhale, fold forward
Want you to come
and
together.
down. Inhale, halfway
Want
lift.
you to come together.
And exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Come all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Hold here for a couple of breaths, strengthening your back muscles. This pose stretches your spine, your lungs, your shoulders, the abdomen. It tones your buttocks, stimulates your abdominal organs, and helps to relieve stress and fatigue. Slowly release your head down and turn your gaze to one side.
Want you to come together.
Relax your arms down by your waist.
Want you to come together.
Surrender your body weight to your mat.
Want you to come together. Want you to come
Surrender your
together.
bones to the earth, the part of our body associated with the root chakra. And prepare for locust pose. Walk your palms underneath your body with your palms facing down. Bring your elbows as close as you can together. Practice lifting just one leg up away from the floor as you press your shoulders down into the ground. If this bothers your back, don't lift your legs so high. Then preparing for a more full variation of locust, bring your pinky fingers together, walk your hands as far down as you can, and bring your elbows towards each other, almost a touch. Bring your lips to your mat so you can use your upper body as it presses down into the floor. Then inhale, lift both of your legs, maybe a couple of inches, or maybe a few feet. If there's any pain, lower down to a hover. Take your time to come in this position. Find a couple of breaths and then release. Turn your head to the opposite side. Inhale, slowly journey up to an upward facing dog or tabletop. Exhale, wide-legged child's pose to help release and counterpose our back bend. Come forward into a tabletop. Rotate your fingertips to face back towards you. Just like you practiced a few times. In the beginning, lean forward, bend your elbows to your ribs, and just practice lifting one leg up and coming back out. And then inhale, lean forward, exhale, lift the back leg. And if you want to try both legs, lean forward, keep reaching your heart forward and up, and try lifting one leg and then maybe the other. And it's not about holding it for an extended period of time, just the ability to play and to practice, to play like when we were younger, without any need for an expectation to be met. Just to explore. For full locust, you'll shift forward, bring your chin down onto the mat, pick both legs up into the air. When you've had enough fun playing and exploring in whatever capacity that looks like for you today, sit back onto your feet, hero's pose, and gently rotate your neck in circles, easing any tension that may have grown throughout the practice. For this next position, there are quite a few options. Your first option is to sit up onto a block and align your heels with the outer edges of your hips. Hero's Pose Virasana. Another option would be to remove the block and sit down onto the floor between your heels. Be mindful of your knees and that it should not hurt your knees. If you'd like to feel more of a stretch in your quadriceps and your body will allow it today, walk your hands behind you and tuck your hips underneath you. Lifting your bum up off of the floor, keep your core engaged. The final option would be to find your props. I like to place a block underneath my back and another block underneath my head, supported Supta Virasana or supported reclined hero's pose. If this is too intense in your knees, sit back up and find a different variation. An alternative to this position would be straightening one leg out in front of you for half hero's pose. If you chose half hero's pose, take your time to come up to a seat and transition into the other side. Extend the leg forward and bend the opposite knee. Gradually roll yourself up to seated wherever you are. Remove any props off to the side. And come to lying down on your back. You can keep your feet standing and your knees bent. Slide your palms underneath your bum with your hands facing down. Walk your elbows underneath you, similar to locust pose. Then bend your elbows, prop your chest up, and then arch your back so that you're gazing back behind you. Fish pose, Matsyasana. You can point your toes or flex your feet, whatever feels best for you. And you can also use props here if you'd like to be more restful in the position. One block under the back of the heart, the other block behind the head. In your own timing, remove any props from underneath you and come to lying down on your back. Place the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. You may place your palms resting somewhere on your body that you feel could use a little more nurturing, more patience, more understanding. Maybe the story that you tell yourself is, my sides are not the same, or my right leg is stronger than my left leg. How can you rewrite the story in this moment so that you come to embody your body in a way that facilitates transformation, self-love, understanding, compassion, and forgiveness? Forgive yourself and breathe. At any point, you can straighten your legs forward and rest in Shavasana. Consciously relax each part of your body, from your feet to your head. Notice if there's any tension that you hold within your physical body, and if you could relax with your breath. Send your breath to those areas of tension and let the breath permeate these areas. Trust that the ground will hold you, that the work you're doing is enough, that you're enough, that you deserve to be here and to have what you need in order to survive. In your own timing, find your arms reaching over your head for a full body stretch to reawaken to your day. Roll onto one side of your body for a supported fetal position. Here, we take this moment to rebirth ourselves, to step into our bodies, to connect with our bodies, and to trust our bodies' innate wisdom. Make your way up to a seat and then come up to standing so that you can integrate this practice into something that you do every day. Standing in your ground, in your body's structure, building the foundation of your practice, of your healing journey. Walk around slowly and carry with you this sense of stability, groundedness, and trust within yourself throughout your day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.